Welcome back to another week of the Super League. We have a great matchup here against the undefeated Ytla, who's been playing extremely well in this Super League. We're going to have a real tough battle on our hands today. If we're going to try to pick up this match, we're going to have to play super well. We're going to start here on hole 12. We'll have some left to right wins, and it looks like that back left pin, that kind of middle back pin, not as far back as the furthest back pin, but we should just have a pretty standard shot at this one. The wind's going to push this a good amount to the right on this first shot and on the second shot. Let's try our best to put this one close. I have a good idea of what the power needs to be to hit this one pretty well. We'll just have to aim it around there or so. Somewhere in that range should be pretty good. Let's hit it with a little over that third dot of power, right around there. Should be pretty solid. Let's give it a chance. Okay, that shot looks quite good, and it's on its way nicely. It's going to take a big bounce, move left just, or I should say right, just a little bit more in the air. It takes that big bounce off of that part of the fairway that's right by the fringe, which kicks it upward quite a bit. And we'll have a little tap-in eagle here, so we can just aim this out to the right, hit it with the proper power on the putt, and we'll trickle it down. Ytla's shot is on the way. Oh, it's going to kick to the right and end up about 20 or so feet away on that right side. So that front fairway is very tricky. There are certain parts that kick very straight, and then, you know, you go slightly right of that, and it ends up kicking substantially to the right. Ytla's putt is on the way, and it will sink for a nice eagle. So we'll both make eagles on this first hole, hole 12, which is typically one of the more straightforward eagles in this game, and we'll both be at 2 under, so no difference in the leaderboard. We'll move on to our second hole here, which is hole 12. Or I should say, hole 10. We just played hole 12. And we'll have some maximum crosswind pushing to the right. So 11 miles an hour is maximum for hole 10. We'll send this one out there. And this is a tough pin to try to hit to on this green. So we can just put that safely anywhere in the fairway. And we'll really have to think about this second shot and how we want to hit it to try to be safe. Don't hit it too far off the back of the green since there's not a lot of space behind it. We'll call it about 6.5 squares out to the left. And I actually want to hit this full power with this 9-iron. It should bounce up there. Shouldn't go too much further. We'll see if we can hit it nicely pin high.
Nice shot.
That I think should be pretty good. It's going to move a little too far to the right in the air. It'll kick back left nicely off that mound. And the distance was really good, so that full 9-iron is actually a pretty good play at that one. We'll just have a short little putt here for the birdie. See if we can sink this one nicely. And we'll make it fall for the birdie on a not super straightforward, but not too difficult to birdie hole 10. Ytla will end up in a very similar spot to me. And there's a tap-in birdie as well. So we'll still be tied through 2, 3 under for each of us. Just an eagle and a birdie on some pretty straightforward shots and some nice, easier putts for each of us. Now we'll have hole 4 with a little bit of wind in the face, also pushing to the left just a tiny bit. And that back right pin. So with this pin, I actually want to aim... We're going to call it to about there or so. And we'll hit this spoon with just on the lower part of that third dot of power. Let's see if we can give this one a chance. Okay, that's the exact shot I was going for. It's looking pretty good. That should kick just to the right. It'll bounce up there a little more to the left, and it'll fall for the hole-in-one through some light to moderate winds on this hole 4. Let's see what Ytla's shot does. It'll miss just on the left side. So I'll pick up a stroke here early on. A very key stroke in this game. Ytla will tap in the birdie, so we'll pick up a nice hole-in-one there. That'll push me to 5 under through 3. Ytla will be at 4 under, just 1 shot back. And now we'll have hole 14, with it looks like some light to maybe moderate winds pushing to the left. 13 miles an hour is going to make this a little bit tricky, actually. What do we want to do here? I think we'll have to aim this roughly to there. Somewhere around there should be pretty good for the aim. Let's try it out. We'll hit it with a little extra power to try to get it nicely through that tree gap. That should work. Let's see if we can actually put it through there. That's on a good looking line that should move nicely to the left and we'll put it perfectly through that little triangle that we have to hit it through in order to make that a good shot. So a nice play there will be in the fairway with a nice looking shot at this pin. That'll be pretty purely just uphill, upwind. I think I may actually want to roll this one out. So let's hit it with about that much power and some rollout and see if we can get this one to work.
Nice shot.
Okay, I think that shot was looking pretty good. That should take a big bounce. Oh, it'll end up kind of on the back side of the green, though, so maybe the backspin was the play there. We'll have a tough little eagle putt, but not the worst. We'll just have to hit this down that hill. Ytla has ended up in the bunker. So if we can sink this, I mean, we'll both have some tough shots here to try to make these eagles. Let's see if we can hit that up there with proper power. Lizzie has joined me here, right next to me. Okay, Ytla has made it from the bunker, which is a great shot. Let's see if I can sink this little putt. We'll send it up there with, oh, just not quite the proper power. We'll just miss it. So often I hit that little backspin shot into this one and it ends up too short. So I went for the rollout and it just went way too far. We'll miss the putt, putting from a tougher part of that green. And we'll be back to even there. So Ytla will make the eagle, I'll make the birdie, and we'll be both at 6 under. So we're back to even in this match. And now we'll have some tailwind on this hole 17. We want it, 9 miles an hour is just a little uncomfortable to use the spoon on. Although we don't want to put it over the back of the green. What do we want to do? Let's go for the driver. We'll aim this a little extra out to the right. We'll take just a tiny bit off of it. We don't want to do too much though, because we want to bounce this pretty high up there. Let's do about that much power and hope for the best.
Nice shot.
Okay, I think that should take a nice high bounce, not glide. Oh, we'll hit it a little bit too far, and we will just put it onto the fringe. It's pretty straight. Not a lot of movement to it. Let's just hit this one right at the pin. We'll have to hit it with the proper power, which is the tough part here. Let's see if we can pull it off. Okay, that should be good, and we'll sink it. A nice birdie. Ytla's shot is on the way. Let's see where it ends up. That'll be a beautiful looking shot that just misses the pin, and that'll be a very straightforward birdie putt there. So Ytla will sink the birdie, and we'll still be even. So we'll each be at 7 under. We both have pretty good rounds going. I missed one putt that could have, given me a lead here. But we're back at even. We have 4 holes to play. We'll see if we can get that lead back. And now we'll have hole 15 with a bit of crosswind. So not the easiest one here. We may just want to try to get a birdie and escape. But let's hit that full drive out there. See if we can maybe steal a lucky eagle. It's a pin that's pretty accessible. We'll have to be careful to hit this with, the proper power. We don't want to glide this too far past the pin. We just have to aim this a bit out to the left. We'll club up to the 7 for safety purposes. Aim it to about there, I'd say. Let's try it out. Okay, that's the shot that I wanted. It's on a decent looking line. It's just not going to be perfect. And it will kind of just glide to a stop on a tough little side hill. So that's kind of what I was trying to avoid. But it's not too bad. We can just putt this out there, way off to the right. It should trickle back to the left and hopefully fall just inside that right edge. Alright, our putt is on its way and it'll sink. Ytla has a very nice looking approach just on the low side as well. So that'll be another birdie for each of us. So we're now both at 8 under through 6. We've got 3 holes to play. We'll see if one of us can take the lead. The 3 holes we have remaining are 6, 2, and 3. So 6 is one where we just want to kind of play it safe. I don't think we're going to necessarily take the lead here on 6. We just have to try to make the birdie and escape. And then 2 and 3 always present eagle opportunities, either the hole-in-one on 2 or the eagle on 3. Let's just hit that little tree strat shot on this hole 6. We'll put it in that pine tree, which is not necessarily ideal. It actually doesn't really affect the ball all that much. So we'll end up with a longer second shot here. Fortunately, the pine tree didn't knock that right down. So we can club up to the spoon, aim it way out to the left, hit it with, a good amount of power, right around there. Should be good. There's some wind in the face here. Let's just carefully send this one down there. Okay, that felt pretty perfect. That should move just a bit to the right and hopefully roll down nicely. Okay, we'll end up Ooh, if that trickles down there nicely like it will, like it is,
Nice approach.
we're going to end up with a nice straightforward birdie putt. So 7 feet to go. We'll have a very straightforward shot. Ytla took a different approach than me, ending up in the fairway. There's a line up and over that tree that I know is pretty straightforward. But my tree strat worked pretty well there. We put it to 7 feet and we'll sink a very straightforward birdie. It is on its way. It'll carry that tree nicely. It's on a really good line, actually. That should kick a little left, and it'll kind of just glide to a stop just past the pin. So another very nice approach there. Just a different run at it, a different spot, but a very straightforward putt. Probably about the same distance as me. That looks to be about 7 feet or so. And I'll tap it down there for a nice birdie. So we're still tied through 7. We're each at 9 under. 2 holes to play. Who can take game 1? If anyone in regulation. Otherwise, we'll head to the playoff. We now have hole 2 here with that middle left pin and some tailwind that's also pushing left. What do we want to do about this one? Let's aim it to about there. We'll take the spoon and roll it up there safely with plenty of power taken off of it. Let's try that, about that much power. This is kind of a guess. We're hoping to get lucky. Let's see if we can pull it off. I actually want to aim this a little more out to the right. Right around there should be good. Let's try that out. Right around that much power. Okay, I think that was a pretty good shot. It's not looking like it's on the best line, but that might just kind of straighten out. Oh, it's going to end up a little ways past the hole. Ooh, Ytla's shot looks really good. That'll come back and it'll just miss on the left side from the tee box. A great run at that one with the 5-iron, I believe. A very nice play. I'll tap my birdie up there. Ytla will tap in the birdie as well, and we are still tied. So with 1 hole to play, we are each at 10 under par. Who can win this game? Okay, it's going to be hole 3. We already knew that. The wind's going to be pushing... Let's see, the camera always fakes me out there. 2 miles an hour, not a lot to this one. Just a little left to right. And we'll have that back left pin. That's a little tricky. It's not the easiest one. But it's very eagleable. I have a good feeling that Ytla is going to make this one. We'll have to try our best to preemptively match that. Hit a good 2 shots out there. You don't want to do anything tricky because the proper approach to this pin is from the bunker or the short rough, whichever spot you end up in. You don't want to try to hit the fade strategy. The proper line to this pin is out this way.
Nice shot.
So we want to end up kind of on the left side of the hole. We'll bounce that up there. And we'll have a pretty straightforward shot at this one. 33 yards. We can roll this up there. Do I want to use the 9 or the wedge? I feel like the wedge is the proper play. This is going to kick very slightly to the left, but the wind's going to push it very slightly right. So let's try this and hope they kind of cancel each other out. We'll aim it to about there. We'll hit it just over 2 dots of power and try to roll it up there. Let's see if we can sink this one. Okay, my shot's on its way. It's looking pretty good, and we'll lip it out. So I aimed that just a little bit to the left, and it just wasn't quite enough. Ytla's shot will fall, and that will win game 1 for Ytla. A nice eagle from, I'm not exactly sure where, if that was the bunker or the short rough. Mine ended up in the short rough. I'm not sure if the bunker was reachable, but Ytla sinks it. I kind of said that that was going to happen. I needed to make mine, and I just lip it out. So we'll lose game 1 on a great play by Ytla. That'll push to 13 under par. No, 12 under, actually. 12 under is the winning score. I'll be at 11 under. We'll move on to game 2 here. We are back with game 2 against Ytla. They took the first one on me. We'll have to try to get this one back and force a game 3. So I'm playing from behind here, which I have done once before, or maybe twice before. I kind of forget. We'll have to try our hardest to win this next game. Let's see what we're going to deal with. It's going to be hole 16 and some strong right to left wind. This is an immediate challenge. Let's see if we can step up and meet it. So we want to aim that way out to the right. That's actually going to be totally fine in terms of making it through the trees. We should... Oh, we don't quite make it through there. We hit the branch. We'll hit it with a little under 2 dots of power. Right around there. This should move a good amount right to left. And then it should bounce to the left as well. Now we have to be careful because this is going to go up there at a high rate of speed. Because we have to club up to the 9-iron. So let's hit it with about that much power. And just carefully try to roll this one up there. This one's a tricky one. Let's see if we can pull it off. Okay, it's on its way. It's actually looking quite good, and it'll just miss on the left side. And like I said, that one rolls a long way. So we end up 10 feet past the hole. Now, if we overhit that, we could have been in trouble. But we'll be in a fine spot here. Ytora's shot will just miss on the right side. A great run at that one. Kind of for each of us through those tougher winds. Ytora's a little bit better than mine. I'll tap in my birdie. And Ytora will tap in the birdie as well. So we each make a birdie on this first hole. So no difference on the leaderboard here, just one hole and one birdie. We'll have hole 4 again with a different pin this time around, and it looks like some moderate left to right wind. Okay, this one's a little bit tricky. Let's use the 3-iron. Somewhere in this zone is the proper adjustment. We'll hit it with a little extra power. About 3.5 dots should be pretty good with this 3-iron. Let's try this one out. Okay, that felt about perfect. That's going to be on a great looking line if that takes a proper kick and a rollback. It's just not going to roll back to the left enough from that angle. When you're approaching it, heading that strongly or that substantially to the right, there's not a lot of left movement on that rollback. So we had to hit that one just a tiny bit more to the left in order to get it to roll properly down that hill. We'll just miss it, but we'll have a pretty straightforward birdie putt here that we will tap in. Let's check out Ytora's shot. It is going to fall for a hole-in-one. My goodness, what a great shot through some moderate winds there from Ytora. A fantastic ace on a very difficult hole 4. Wow. So Ytora will take the lead here early in game 2. 3 under to 2 under. Okay, now we'll have hole 9 with some moderate looking wind kind of in the face. Yeah, 20 miles an hour in the face. Not the best, but we'll have to deal with it. Let's hit this with, you know, that reduced power strategy so we can hit that 3-iron up and over the trees. Let's leave this one intentionally a little bit short so we have a good tree gap to hit here. Let's club down to the 3, hit it full power, up and over, and that'll be about perfect. We'll be safely down to the bottom part of this fairway with no tree issues. We didn't run the risk of hitting any trunks or anything or putting it in the bunker. And we'll have 140 yards in on a tough little shot here. What is the proper play? Let's use the 5-iron. And we'll try the backspin. It's a little risky, but we'll try it out. I feel like right around there is the proper adjustment. We'll hit it about there in terms of power, just slightly more than pin high. And I have a good feeling about this one. Let's try it out. Okay, that's the exact shot I was going for. Oh, that may be a little too much, but hopefully it bites strongly off the back of that green. It kind of will. And it'll trickle down to not the easiest of putts, but I've seen this one plenty of times. I kind of know how it acts. We'll just have to putt this up the hill. It'll move a good amount to the right. Let's try this one out. Just about a dot of power should be good to get it up that hill. We'll hit it properly, and we'll sink it for a nice, tougher birdie on that hole 9. Ytora's shot is going to hit the pin. Ytora is flag hunting today. That one just didn't fall. And they'll have a very easy, little, actually not super easy, but a short side hill tapper that will give them no problems. A nice birdie there. So Ytora will be at 4 under. I will be at 3 under. We both birdie that tougher hole 9. Ytora almost makes the eagle. Very nearly makes it. Okay, now we'll have hole 12 once again. And we're going to see some tailwind here. 9 miles an hour, and we're going to have that same pin as last time. So this one's an interesting setup. Let's hit nearly a full driver. I like to take just a tiny bit of power off this one just to be totally safe. I don't think it reaches the end, but there's no need to cut it super close. We'll end up just a couple yards short of the end of that shortcut fairway. Now, is the 3-iron the play here? I think it may be. Let's aim this one to about there. And we'll hit the 3-iron with about that much power. Let's try this one out.
Nice shot.
Okay, that may be slightly too much power. We'll have to see. That's going to take a big bounce most likely. Hopefully it holds the green. No, it'll hit the fringe just a little bit, but fortunately it doesn't hold on to it. We'll have a little 18-foot, fairly straightforward putt. It's just going to move a little to the left. Let's see if Ytora hits before us. It looks like they have. That's a great looking shot that's going to roll back and we'll see it fall for the albatross. Ytora is on fire here. Wow. That's at least a 2-stroke lead. I'll have to hit this to keep it at that. We'll make our eagle putt. So Ytora has caught absolute fire here in game 2. I am now down 2 shots. You know, if someone's hitting those shots and they're taking the lead, good on them. They're playing a fantastic game. I can't get down on myself for being down here. That's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes people just got it like that. Okay, we'll see hole 10 here. We can maybe try to make up some shots here if we can make some eagles myself. What pin are we going to see? It's going to be that
Nice shot.
front left one. Not the easiest pin. Ytora has ended up just a little bit to the left of me. We'll actually end up pretty much right next to each other. There are a couple of options. There's obviously the roll-up option, but I kind of like hitting this one with some spin. This part of the green does receive spin pretty well, typically. Let's try it out. We'll hit it with about that much power and see if we can trickle this one back in.
Nice shot.
Okay, my shots are feeling pretty good today. Let's see if that's enough. No, it's not going to move back to the right enough. Okay, maybe that backspin wasn't the play there. We only put it to a foot. Maybe the rollout was the play. I'm not super familiar with this pin. I thought that might move a little bit more to the right. So Ytora will be at 8 under. I'll be at 6 under. We'll have 4 holes to play against a very, very talented player. It's going to be tough to make up 2 shots against Ytora, but we'll have to try our best to. This one feels like an ace coming for Ytora. I don't know how to do it myself. We'll have to try our absolute best. This one's a little tricky. Let's aim it, one square. Is it a full square to the left? I don't exactly know. Whatever I do is going to be a bit of a guess. Let's try a half square. That's my guess here. We'll use the 5-iron. We'll hit it with, 3.5 roughly dots of power, maybe slightly more. 3.6 or so. Let's try this out. Ytora has gone for the spoon, it looks like. My shot's going to be looking, pretty good. It's just not going to move back to the right enough. It'll take the same line on the way back as it did on the way there, and Yutora's shot will hit the pin. For the second time this game, Ytora has hit the pin and it hasn't fallen, and he's made 2 of them. What do we have to do to try to make this one? This one's not easy. It's a fringe putt. I never like fringe putts. It's a little over a dot. We'll have to hit this, about 2 dots or so to get it up there. It's going to move a good amount to the right. Oh, Yutora's putt will miss. So if we can make that, which I will, we'll get a stroke back here, which feels very lucky. This is a tough part of the green to putt on, and Ytora will have to make the par after a tough little side hill one there. And we'll pick up 1 stroke. So I'll be at 7 under now. Ytora will remain at 8 under. We've got 3 holes to play. Let's see if I can make up that 1 shot in one of these final 3 holes. Okay, we've got maybe an opportunity here with this 6-mile-an-hour wind pushing up and to the right. We've got hole 18 in a pretty straightforward condition here. We both have a chance here to make this albatross. If I can make it, I'll gain the stroke maybe. If Ytora makes it, that would put them on a fantastic pace for this round. Okay, so I'll want to use maybe the 5-irons to play here. We'll aim this a good amount out to the left. We'll call it about there or so. It's tough to say exactly, but I feel like that's pretty good. I'll use the 5, because I think this can roll up there nicely, if we hit it properly. Do we want to hit this full even with the 5? It's tough to tell. You know what? Let's try this out. Slightly under full power. Ever so slightly under full. That looks like it's on a pretty decent line, actually. If that kicks just a little to the left, once it gets up there, oh, it won't. It'll stay straight. It kind of hits the fringe on that 3rd bounce, which causes it... Oh, wow, Ytora almost made that. Very, very close approach there. Oh, man. But my shot just hits the fringe on that 3rd little bounce, which causes it to keep its speed. And we don't sink it. It doesn't move to the left on that 2nd shot at all. We'll have to sink the eagle. Ytora has a very, very close eagle putt here. I feel fortunate to even be in this game. Ytora is 1 shot ahead of me. I have not made any mistakes, and yet it feels like Ytora has been robbed like 2 or 3 times. So I'm fortunate to even be in this one. 10 under to 9 under will be the score through 7. We've got another low-scoring round on our hands. All right, it's hole 1. Always a chance. And then we've got hole 17 as our final one, which is oftentimes just a chaotic one. Now, what do we have here on hole 1? It's 11-mile-an-hour winds pushing forward and to the right. And we've got that middle left pin. Now, what is the proper adjustment here? It's a shorter shot, so we don't want to overdo it with the adjustment. You know what? Let's do 4. 4 squares of adjustment and slightly over 3 dots of power. Let's try it out. It's on its way. Oh, and it's still just a little under-adjusted, it looks like. If that was another... I guess that was kind of just in between, in no man's land in terms of the squares. Sometimes the squares help you. Sometimes they throw you off. So we're not going to make up that stroke on hole 1. We kind of had to make that one. Since it's a tougher eagle, but a very, very straightforward birdie, you have to make it in order to make up that stroke. But now we're coming down to hole 17 here, which is, as I said earlier, always a very chaotic one. It's 11 under to 10 under. We are just 1 shot back. We'll have to see what kind of condition hole 17 is going to throw at us. So for me, it all comes down to this. I must make the birdie here. It's going to be some tougher crosswind, 13 miles an hour. It's that back right pin. So we have to aim this just a little out to the left. Maybe right about here is actually pretty good. We'll hit this with most definitely a full driver to make sure we get this up there. If it glides, we may be in trouble. If it doesn't glide, we may be in trouble. I'm not exactly sure what we have to do here other than hope and get lucky, which is often the case on this hole 17. Let's try it out. Oh, I curved the shot very slightly. Hopefully it doesn't hurt too much. We'll bounce it up there nicely, and we'll glide all the way to the back of the green and hold the green, which is absolutely huge. So I make a very slight mistake there, which messes with the trajectory of the shot just a little bit. And we actually end up in a great spot, so a very, very lucky break there. Ytla has a tough putt there, but that's a makeable one. If I can make this, which, you know, I have to. This is an absolute must-make for me. We can maybe keep this game alive, unless Ytla can clutch up and make that tougher one. I'll send my putt up there. It's looking good. I will sink it. Ytla's putt is on the way. It's looking quite good, and it will sink for a clutch birdie to win that game. 2-0 for Ytla on some great last hole finishes. A great shot on hole 3 on that first game, and a great putt from pretty far away on hole 17 in that second game. Ytla takes both games by 1 stroke, both of them 12 under to 11 under. We both played pretty well, but in that second game, Ytla just caught fire, and I clawed back a little bit, but it just wasn't quite enough. I can't be mad about that one. I played 2 good games. Ytla just played 2 games that were each 1 shot better. Great games to Ytla. We'll see you next week in the Super League. I hope you've been enjoying this. It's been some super competitive play. We still have a winning record. We're still on the upper side of the leaderboard, I believe. But Ytla is just a fantastic player and played 2 fantastic, very, very entertaining games.